Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream. Yes, it's been a while. Let's get to it.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Alright, apologies. We haven't had anything going on, and we haven't been posting anything. We had Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was great. We haven't had much for weather situations here. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the weather. Well, the only weather that we got was all the way back in November 11th, and I haven't talked to you guys since then. So here's a small clip, real small clip of about how much snow we got back then, and this is the only snow we have gotten since November 11th.
So, snow is falling in Northeast Ohio. What a big surprise. It's hardly, actually, this is hardly anything. We didn't get hardly any snow out here. I don't know, just a few inches. But there goes Heidi at work. Not only that, but look, stuff got snow on it. Our RV got baptized.
So you can see, not very much, hardly any at all. And I'm more than happy than, you know, I know right now in the country, you guys are getting tons of snow. We're not getting any. Northeast Ohio, we're not seeing any. I'm going to tell you that our weather has been not dry, kind of drizzly and rainy, but not like that every day. Not hot, not cold, not snowy. It's just been kind of bland. We did have a couple days of real strong winds, but nothing to speak of. Nothing crazy. So one of the things that has gotten me out in the RV here, well, the RV's still uncovered. Heidi's talking about maybe going somewhere, but she works so many hours, and I don't really know. The RV is winterized, but I don't know. But we have left it uncovered. We have the slides in. It's kind of cold out here. I had the heater on in here to kick it up. It's 50 in here now, but it was 41 when I first started. But as far as the other reason I'm out here, our house is a mess. Our house is a disaster, and it's because we did kind of an inventory as we're trying to get, you know, a yard sale thing kind of going, because we always do good at our yard sales. And Heidi and I noticed that with our son and him selling stuff, but mainly us, we have a lot of gadgets and electronics and stuff that would probably sell really well on eBay. Collectibles, figurines, stuff like that. So we went ahead and made the commitment to, we're in the process of setting up a work table, which I bought this workbench a long time ago. It's like $80, and it's real big, it's heavy, and it's portable. So they say portable, but it folds out and it's got a shelf on it. We're going to set that up as a workstation. I went ahead and made the investment, even though I don't need it for full-time RVing. We might be able to bring it with us. I doubt it though. I don't know why we would have it. We got a thermal printer. We got digital scale. Not a food scale, not a drug scale, you know, a digital scale for weighing packages. And we're going to go ahead and look into shipping services as far as their, you know, whichever one's best, makes it easiest to choose which way to ship. Probably going to be mainly post office and you know, UPS. But anyways, we're going to try to sell all that stuff through the rest of the winter here and get rid of it. So that's why we're out here. The house is really messy. What else do I want to talk about? Well, this one is a little bit more touchy, controversial, I guess, to some extent, but I'm going to say it. I hope that people don't get mad at me. Like the last video I posted with my son talking about his experience, and I was kind of interviewing him, and I was interjecting what I heard. I got more people just ran, you talk too much. Oh, don't watch my channel. Oh, of course I talk too much. What do you want, Charlie Chaplin? I mean, you know, go watch silent movies then. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, who has a vlog and they don't talk? So anyways, they were upset that I was talking more than my son. Well, I love my son. My son's great. He's a great kid. He's very smart, but he's very artistic. He's got a different way of thinking about things. He kind of has a West Coast mentality about a lot of stuff. Which, if you guys don't understand that, of course, you're probably from the West Coast. Because you guys, that's just normal for you. But he has a little bit laid back, let's say that, a more laid back approach to a lot of stuff. And he's kind of an introvert also. He would never have been able to tell his story beginning, middle, end if I wasn't in there keeping that flow going. So that's why I was talking so much, and I was filling in the cracks as much as I could, because there's a lot of times he's a one word answer type person. If he would have done the video all by himself, you guys would have had more questions than answers about what went on. So that's why I was doing that. Getting back to upsetting people and what I'm going to talk about now. Listen, just because we're on YouTube, and this is including us too, doesn't mean we're any different than any other person that you may meet out in the world. We're just normal people. It's just so happen we have a camera, we have a channel, and you guys are watching us, which is awesome. I think it's almost surreal, because I can't believe people watch us. Sometimes I wonder what the hell you watch us for, but we love it. We really love it. It's not that I love the attention. It's just I love that somehow I'm connecting with you guys. So I appreciate all our viewers. I really do. That is 100% the truth. Really appreciate you guys. However, don't take what we're doing or saying on this platform of YouTube or Facebook or anything else for that matter as being anything out of the ordinary that isn't, above and beyond what you could do or what the guy next to you can do, your neighbor or what have you. So whenever I'm telling you about stuff, maybe stuff that I've purchased and bought and used, or maybe I'm making repairs and I'm showing you how I'm doing it, or I'm selling an RV, I'm telling you how I do it. I'm buying a new RV, I'm buying a new truck, I'm selling a truck, and I'm telling you how I'm doing it. Those are just my experiences. That doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean that information is worth anything to you, because your situation may not pertain to anything that I'm doing. You might have a complete different outlook on rebuilding an old RV. For you to rebuild an RV like we did, just so happened we got a good deal on it. I had some extra time. I was working from the house here, a small engine mechanic, so in between jobs I could work on the RV. The weather was pretty decent. We didn't have a lot of rain. I had access to scaffolding. I've got all these tools, air tools and power tools, and I have abilities. I have the ability to fix stuff. There's no way that I could tell you how, hey, you should go out and buy a used RV and fix it up, because you might be 80 years old and live in, the desert, and you can't handle the heat. You can't get up on your roof. Or you live in a climate it's always raining, and now you got a roof that's leaking, and you need to get it patched, but you need to have dry weather to work on it. I can't be an expert about that. I can tell you how I did it, but I can't be the expert about it. We bought this RV. We bought this RV we're sitting in, the new RV. We bought a new truck. We went through a couple different finance situations. This is really the only RV that we bought. However, I can tell you how we did it, but that doesn't make us an expert on it. This is the first new RV that we bought. This was actually the first new vehicle that we bought. We've always leased our vehicles, our new vehicles. We've always leased them. Now, I've bought tons of used cars, but even with all the used cars that I bought, I could never sit down and tell you, how to shop for a used car. I could tell you what to look for a little bit, but getting to what I'm wanting to say but not say, because this is where it gets touchy. There are people on YouTube that are putting together a seminar, and they're going to charge you for the seminar and tell you how to buy an RV or what to look for when you're buying an RV. Now listen, good for them. I'm glad they're trying to spread the word, but they shouldn't charge. They shouldn't charge, because the information they're giving is most likely on the internet, already on YouTube. Even if they gathered it all together and put it in a book, it's still information that's already out there for free. All they're doing is gathering information together, and they're telling you their experiences. Now, if you're willing to pay, I don't know, I've heard anywhere from $50 to $80 a head to go to this seminar and listen to their experiences, then good. But just because they're successful at YouTube, don't mean that they're successful teachers in giving information on how to buy RVs. That's not the case. They're going to give you some information, but I'm going to tell you all that information I'm sure can be found on YouTube already for free. It would, like I said, it'd be different if they just said, hey, listen, we're going to have a big seminar, we're going to have a get together, you guys all come out, and we're going to talk to you for free about our situation and what to look for, what we ran into, our experiences. You know, a lot of that stuff they've already discussed on their own channels. Not only that, but just because they're successful, again, on their YouTube channel, you got to remember, it doesn't make them but just successful as a YouTube provider, entertainment. YouTube's just entertainment. As much as we like to use it as a tool to learn stuff and fix stuff, it's still entertaining for the most part. You know, 90% of what we do on this channel, we try to be entertaining about it. Not song and dance, not, you know, hello my lady, hello my darling, none of that. You're not going to see that stuff. But what I'm saying is that it's just entertainment that they're giving you. They're giving you a show. So for somebody to sit down and say, hey, I'm going to not only tell you what you to look for when you buy a new RV, but I'm going to tell you about financing options and stuff like that. Take it with a grain of salt. That's their situation. That's what they have run into, and that's what they've experienced. And in this case, there's one, the only ones that I know for sure bought a brand new RV. They've only bought one brand new RV ever. They weren't even RVers prior to buying that RV. Yet they're going to do a seminar somehow and talk about it. I'm really, really skeptical about that. So I just want you guys to be aware. Pay attention to that stuff. Just because they're on YouTube and they've got channels, just like we've got a channel, no matter how many subscribers I have, I'm not an expert. That doesn't make me an expert on anything other than how I post videos on YouTube about me. That's all it does. That doesn't mean whatever I'm saying here is necessarily great. It may not be great, but again, I'm not charging you for it. It's just whatever information comes across here for free on the boob tube. You know, go with it and do your own research because your situation is going to be different than everybody else's. All right, so you have that group, and I don't have any problem with what they're doing again, other than I just want to warn you guys, be aware of what you're getting. I don't want you to be ticked off at them and say, man, that was a waste of my money. So let's leave it at that. Now let's get into another situation. We have a numerous amount of YouTubers that some other channels refer to as desert rats and stuff like that. I don't want to call these people names. They're doing their own thing. But whenever you get a group of people that have YouTube as a platform to talk to a large number of people, be aware that there are people out there that are doing nothing but talking to you over the camera to try to gain your confidence, gain your trust, so they can ask for money and you feel comfortable giving it to them. That's all there is to it. And again, what I just said, they're just normal people. Let's say you go to this gas station once a week, Sheetz, and you order a sub, and just so happens you bump into this guy and he orders a hot dog every day, and you talk to him. Maybe you've met him and you've talked to him twice a week for the last month and a half. Would you feel comfortable if this guy said, yeah, my car broke down as I was driving in, and do you have $400 because I need a master cylinder? Now, if you feel comfortable giving him the money for that, then you should feel comfortable giving the money to the people on YouTube because they're just normal people. Doesn't make a difference what their story is and how that's crazy. That's just them asking for money. If you look into it, this one particular person, which I'm going to talk about and not try to call out a name, but I will talk about, they have in the past been on another YouTuber's channel, and they spoke about why they got into van life, or why they got into a van for van life instead of a motorhome. And their response from this girl was, the reason I got into the van was because, you know, motorhomes, Class C, there's so many problems that can come up with those. And, you know, a normal van's a little bit cheaper to work on, a little bit more reliable, which I would have to agree with that. Everything needs fixed. But when you get into you know, an RV being built on a van chassis, there's a lot of stuff that could go on there that you won't see in a van. So if you had a van and you converted it over to live inside of it, adding stuff, it's going to be a little bit more reliable than the motorhome most likely will be, depending on how well you do the job. Fast forward to present, she got rid of that van and decided to get into a motorhome, even though she said in the previous video that, hey, there's going to be problems with motorhomes, Class Cs. That's why I got into a van. Even though she'd said that in the past, now she's in this Class C, and guess what? She's having a problem. And guess what? She's saying, I would have never, crying about it, just bawling her eyes off. If I would have known there was going to be this much problems with this thing, I would have never got it. She didn't know. She wanted to do that, though, instead. Now, she made a choice. Now she wants you to pay for her mistake. Not only that, but I want you guys to realize what her life is like. From what I can gather, and I try not to watch too many of their videos because I don't want to support them. But as far as I can tell, I think she might have been on disability at some point, or maybe she's still on disability. She doesn't talk about a job. She doesn't talk about working. There's a lot of these channels out there like this too. They don't talk about working. They don't talk about what they do for a living. They're not making enough money on YouTube necessarily to earn enough money to travel. But they're out on the road. They're living in warmer climates during the winter. They get up when they want to. They eat what they want to. They go to sleep when they want to. They hang out with who they want to. They drink as much as they want, whenever they want. They smoke whatever they want with whoever they want, as much as they want. And they are doing that all without a plan or without income, structured income. And whenever they run into a situation that's unforeseen or unexpected, the very first thing they do is hop on YouTube and start crying, turning on the waterworks, and asking for money. I'm telling you, don't do it. I mean, in this case, this one girl, she's saying she needs brakes, and then she says, my master cylinder cost $211. I'm telling you, for that van, there is no way that master cylinder costs $211. You can get that master cylinder at a wrecking yard for $15, and that's them taking it off and handing it to you. And you can buy a brand new one for probably $50. Let's say $70 at the most, but $200 and some for just the master cylinder? Nope. And that's not including labor. She has another charge for labor. She's saying all of this is going to cost like $400. Please send me the money, because I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't do it, guys. Just be aware. Just because they're on YouTube, again, just picture it as somebody walking up to you that you have a slight acquaintance to. Like me going to my neighbor, or my neighbor coming over here and saying, hey, listen, my car's not running. Is there any chance you could give me $400 for my repairs? Again, if you feel comfortable doing that, go right ahead. But it takes away from the people that are really in need. And I hope that somewhere down the road, there's some investigating that starts happening on these accounts that are doing this kind of stuff. All right, that's not really a rant. That's just me saying what I feel about it, guys. I feel pretty strongly about it, but it's not nothing to be mad about. I just think it's wrong, and I just want you guys to see what I have to say about it. Make up your own mind. If you feel as if that's not the case, then fine. I don't have a problem with it. But I just had to say something. It was driving me crazy. Again, there's lots of channels just like that. It seems like, for whatever reason, all these people are out west doing it. It's like once you get out to that desert, it must be that it's so cheap to live out there that if they can just beg for $400 to $800 a month, they can survive the whole month on that. That's all I can guess, because you can't do that crap over here on this end of town. What I mean by this part of the country, I don't think that you could do that. It just wouldn't work. So I'm just guessing on that part. All right, guys. As always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.